Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. Once again, we're doing unwise things with old surplus satellite dishes. Are we going to be using one of my RV dishes here? Nope, we're not. Not using this one either. How about my TV dish here with the little pointer system? No, we're not using that one today either. Maybe it's time to finally do something with the C-band dish that's just been cluttering up the yard, but no, we're not going to use that one. We're actually going to use a brand new one that I just brought home. That's right, rather than do something with all the junk that I'm already hoarding, I've gone out and bought more junk. Of course, it only cost me $6 in an auction, so I really couldn't pass it up. I mean, it'd be criminal to let something like this go, right? It's a really cool looking dish. This originally came from the roof of an abandoned gas station that was up for auction, and all the contents of the gas station and all the garbage up here on the roof was for sale, so I threw in a low bid, I got it, and then we had to get it off the roof somehow. Fortunately, we were able to get it down, get it onto the car, and since I live pretty close by, I just drove it home on the roof of the car. So part of why I wanted this was this awesome mounting sled thing contraption that it's on. This is going to go perfectly up on my flat roofed house. I don't even have to build a mount for it. I just have to throw some cinder blocks on here and weigh it down. It also seems to have this really precise aiming setup on it where everything is measured for the azimuth, the elevation, and even the tilt, so that will really help me dial in specific satellites if I want to aim this at stuff. It even has this little heating system to keep ice off of it, although I don't know if that still works at all. Even the L&B or feed horn has aiming marks on it so you can fine-tune everything. Now, I don't know if this feed horn is good for anything. Apparently it's a Hughes network, and this is a very early satellite internet system. I believe this is actually a two-way satellite transceiver, so it can both send and receive. I'm probably not going to actually use that for transmitting anything because I don't have an account with any of these satellite internet companies, and I don't actually know how old this thing is, so it may or may not still work with anything that's around today. It also seems like it's been up on the roof of that gas station for a good long time. There's a lot of corrosion, there's some little critter nests in here, there's some kind of burrowing bee thing that lives in there, so yeah, this thing may or may not still function. I think I can swap it out for some other L&Bs or feed horns and hopefully still use this dish for something else now. So before I go to the effort of actually moving this heavy thing up onto the roof, maybe I'll see if it picks anything up here on the ground. We've brought out the old suitcase of satellite stuff, so we can hook that up and see if we get any kind of signal out of this thing. This thing seems to be already pointed at Galaxy 19, or pretty darn close. I don't know if it was just using a different transponder on there. Galaxy 19 is one of the free-to-air satellites, so theoretically I should be able to pick up some free TV. On the downside, every time I connect it to my little satellite meter here, this thing reboots and shorts out. So either the cable is bad and has a short, or the L&B device up there has a short. I'm gonna see if I can get this crusty old rubber gunk off of the cable and put a new one on here. So under all that gunk, it's actually a pretty standard in-mount antenna connector. This thing's technically an internet L&B. Some people on Reddit said it should be able to pick up TV, but I don't know how accurate that is. And we're actually picking something up on it. All right, we can get Russian propaganda or something. Finally got some free TV. It's Kuwaiti sports again, but hey, it's something. I'm pretty sure this is a Saudi Arabian home shopping network.
Actually, on this point...
Okay, so even though this weird rectangular internet dish is way better at picking up free-to-air satellite TV than my other regular round dishes, free-to-air TV still seems pretty useless. There's no actual content. There's nothing actually worth watching on the free-to-air satellite. So I think I'm going to ditch the L&B feed horn assembly here. We'll save it, we won't throw it away, but we're going to rip it off of here. We've got our old homemade feed horn that we built last time when we were trying to do the GOES satellite. Now this one is designed to slip into a standard TV dish, so I may have to modify the mount a little bit, or I might just zip tie this in place. Since it is made out of cardboard and foil tape, it's not intended to be a long-term installation. I just want to see if I can pick up the satellite, and then we'll swap this out for something more permanent. We're also using our amplifier and filter, the Sawbird GOES that we bought online, and this is specifically designed to pick up and amplify signals from that geostationary weather satellite. Now that we're roughly aimed at the satellite, we just need to fine-tune the aiming until we start getting a signal on GQRX here. Alright, so we've kind of struck out completely on the GOES geostationary weather satellite. My little tinfoil LNB here couldn't pick up anything. I made a bigger LNB, or I guess technically this is a feed horn because it's not doing any LNB stuff, but that didn't pick anything up either. I even tried this 2 gigahertz Wi-Fi antenna, which is more of a linear polarization versus circular, and that did nothing either. So I think maybe the geometry of that dish just isn't quite right for picking up GOES satellites, at least not with the feed horns and antennas that I've got. So I think we're back to doing TV with it, because it is actually really good at picking up the free-to-air satellite TV stuff. Now, I didn't find anything interesting on Galaxy 19. I'm going to go ahead and try some other free-to-air satellites and see if there's any good content on them. Over that way, there's an NBC satellite, so we might at least be able to get some national news. Maybe we'll try that one first. Okay, I've adjusted the aim of the dish a little more, and now we're actually picking up some channels. And our thing rebooted again. This little GT Media V8 Finder, it works, but it sure reboots a lot. It's like it's barely able to supply power to the giant LNB thing on this dish. Alright, so on this satellite, so far we have car racing with no audio, empty channels with nothing on them. We have some gymnastics with audio, but nothing's really happening. Got something really choppy with kind of a poor signal. Some more glitchy stuff. Got some kind of crime drama. Okay, so NBC was kind of a waste of time as well, unless you like car racing without audio. So we are actually going to try the PBS satellite, even though we're aiming pretty much straight at the house and the car here. But we are actually getting something on the blind scans. Alright, all I'm getting on this satellite is more preachers, so I think I've got the wrong bird now. Alright, so we've moved this ridiculous thing up to the roof where it can live alongside my other weather satellite downloader and my scanner antennas and Wi-Fi, and I don't even really know what this one is. I gotta do another video on that guy. I'm literally just storing it up here for now. Anyway, we've got this sucker up here, so now I think we've got a better shot at some of these low angle satellites. So most of the channels that I want on this AMC-21 are in the vertical polarization. You can see by the shape of the feed horn and the overall shape of the dish that it's mainly trying to get horizontal signals. That's probably why I couldn't get anything with the GOES satellite, because those I think are circularly polarized. So anyway, to get the vertical channels on AMC-21, I have rotated the dish about 90 degrees. Alright, well that's not the satellite I was looking for, but this is actually super convenient. It tells me what I'm aimed at. So now I can try to offset over to what I was actually looking for.
From the Atacama in South America.
Alright, I finally got some David Attenborough. Finally something worth watching. Now we've even got cartoons on this one. And a cooking show. Alright, so we're all done setting this up on the roof, and I even have this antenna cable already up here, which runs down and goes into my office on the side of the house there. So I'm just going to hook that up, and then I can set up a receiver in the office. I still don't own a traditional TV, although I have a lot of TV adjacent devices, like this little meter kind of functions as one, and then I've got a couple projectors, so I can plug those into the HDMI output and watch TV on the wall over here. Alright, that's about all I've got for this one. I've gone through a couple phases of trying to do stuff with this particular dish. I was hoping it would work for geostationary weather satellites, but the geometry of the dish just isn't right for that, so about all it can do is this free-to-air TV, which honestly I probably won't watch all that often, but I guess it's kind of cool to have the option if the internet's down or something. You can check out some of my other videos for other satellite dish experimentation, including little RV dishes, and then in the future we'll be trying to do a little bit more with that big C-band dish, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Alright, that's still not the most ridiculous thing I've hauled on the car, but it's one of them.